I'm here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, friends and enemies. How's that for an intro? I've been doing it a few times now because I think it's really funny, but I don't know if it's actually a good intro or not. I should probably pick up something in an outro and then I can just have a rhythm for streaming, but for now I'm experimenting. I'm zooming in and out on this because I am trying to remember what I'm going to do. Yeah, I have a to do list. Here it is. Behold the to do list. These are things I have to do. These are things I would like to do later if I have time. And this list probably is 80% of it. I think I must have forgotten a few things, but this is what I'm going to work with for now. So the very first thing I'm going to do is set up input so that I can have gamepad support, because why not? Got this to test with. Um, so yeah, let me take a peek at input, which should already be here, and see if I have config for input. Not source profiles and defaults. I do have a default one, accept cancel action special. Are these the, oh, these are the defaults from input, actually. Pause is escape. I only need these. I'm going to call it action. Okay. Don't need aiming. Don't need these. I'm going to put both of these in here for that, except, there we go. These are the gamepad controls. So I want this to be action. And then pause will be start or select, kind of like last time. So that way I don't really, like, no matter what your controller layout is, chances are, A or B will work for interacting with stuff, and start or select will pause the game. So nobody will be stuck with a controller that feels weird to them. Da-da-da. And then space and escape are pretty much standard, and then we're going to accept up, down, left, right, and WASD, left, or pad. How many of these can you add? Can I add right axis too? It's like, why not? But I think there's a limit. Maybe the limit, oh, the limit's definable though. So if this doesn't work, I can change it to 3. That should not be, oh, I forgot these. These don't need to be there. Okay. This should work. Okay, so now to test this, I'm going to go to my, move my webcam slightly. Now you can see just the very corner of my Cheez-Its box. I don't care. That's fine. Player. At least you can't see the true disaster that is my bed a few pixels below the edge and behind me. It's a disaster. That's all I will say. I'm going to grab the direction and the distance that the player is moving, and then we're going to say if distance is larger than 0, and direction is not undefined, step direction solid, which is a function I wrote a long time ago that might still work. Times move speed, and that replaces all of this. Okay, let's see if this works. Man, I love input. Okay. Too many alternative bindings. Yes, increase max alternative bindings. That's what I thought. Which is it? Max alternate bindings 3. I'm not doing remapping controls for this game, so I don't care about having 3. I also think there's like a performance impact from that, is what I read, but I don't remember. Okay, this looks correct. This looks correct. Let me connect my gamepad. This is the 8-bit Do Pro 2, and it's incredible. And we have analog movement. Oh, that doesn't move there that way. Whoa, what was that? Yeah, so cool. Smooth analog movement. Input is so incredible. That was 6 lines of code. And I'm done. And I can just check the, all I have to do is for the spacebar check in the player event. Change it to that. Cool. Boom. That works, and I'm gonna probably turn off this controller and not use it for a little while. Go back to the keyboard, just so I don't have to, oops, sorry for banging the mic. Just so that I don't have to swap back and forth between typing with my hands and picking up the controller and then turning it on when it falls asleep. But I'll play test the game with gamepad when we get to play testing. Just so, for that matter, I'm going to add that to the to-do list. I have done input setup with gamepads, and I've done better movement. Like that movement should work. Now I need to test collision with walls, and I used my solid collision check function, which should be okay. So all I need to do is make the walls solid. That one's solid. Make this solid. This solid. Okay, let's test this. And this one I actually do need to test with the gamepad also, just because. Yeah, okay, so I hate you, Game Maker. This is the I don't know if you can see that on the stream, but this tiny little bit of overlap is caused by Game Maker's floating point collision code not actually working. It lies to you. Anyways, I'll send an email to get that bug check on the to look at later. Collision chode, yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me just change. Nope. Go back to general. Main options. I'm going to enable collision compatibility mode and try this because I think my old code was written for that. And while the new code, it should work the same. Oh no, the overlap is still there. Good grief. Hold on. Let's try the yeah, so the issue Game Maker has right now is it will straight up not detect a collision until you're overlapping by at least half a pixel. It's just wrong. You will overlap by up to half a pixel, no matter what you write. There's no way to detect collisions correctly. So, yeah, if this was Twitch, I'd say clip this. I'll add this to my bug report. There's been a problem for a few months, and I'm the only one that ever sees it because I do this weird subpixel rendering thing where it's actually visual. Can you add a visible hitbox? There's already a hitbox there. I could make the hitbox 1 pixel wider so that they wouldn't overlap, but then they would still wouldn't be correct. It's just a Game Maker bug that's been here for about 6 months now, and because almost nobody renders subpixels, nobody has noticed besides me. Me and Sean Spalding. Yeah. Anyways, I'll reply to that ticket. I keep forgetting to ask them to take a look again because I keep thinking they're just gonna fix it, but it's okay. It's a game jam. Well, first of all, let me turn off collision compatibility mode because that made it worse. I'll just make the hitbox for the player a little bit bigger than the hitbox for the collision mask. Manual. Boop. Up. So now they won't be able. The player won't always be able to go right up against the wall, but at least it won't overlap with the wall. And I will note that sliding along walls does work. But yeah, you see that, like, that difference. This could just be my collision code making that a little bit weird, but yeah. Let me see what happens with the arrow keys. Can you cause that to happen with the arrow keys? I don't think so. I think it's only when you're doing funnily. It's still not correct, but you have to kind of come at it just right. So yeah, there's going to be just a difference between how you slide against the wall, depending. It won't matter once this is not a rectangle. Like, the player's sprite right now is a perfect square. Once it's actually like a thing, it won't be nearly as obvious because you're going to be expecting there to be like a little bit of a gap anyways. But yeah. Hopefully Game Maker will be able to fix that sooner. Hello, Evinsky. I was just showing the Game Maker collision bug that's existed for about 6 months now. Anyways. We have movement. We have collisions with walls. And now let me check collision with doors. Collision bug? Yeah, let me show you. Hold on, let me put the collision mask back. Okay. Same size as the player. Yeah. The bug is that a collision will not be detected. So yeah, a collision will not be detected unless the two hitboxes are overlapping by more than half a pixel, 0.5 pixels. This is true in collision compatibility mode or not. Right now it's turned off. So you can see, because I have scaled up my pixels by 4 times, you can see the overlap here of half a pixel between the player and the wall. And that is, I've looked at the code, like I've replicated it in a separate project. This is straight up, it does not detect collision until it's overlapping by this amount. This is not something on my end. And most people don't notice because they aren't rendering the subpixels. But since I've scaled everything up, you can actually see the overlap, and it's extremely annoying. So yeah, that's been in the game, in Game Maker, since a little bit after the floating point. Yeah, the collision stuff doesn't work with floats, but it's supposed to now. Since they changed how floating point collisions work, this bug was introduced. Yeah, and it's just an offset of like half a pixel. Otherwise, like the floating, like it's doing floating point collision checks, it's just off. And it's probably some like micro optimization that was put in to make it faster. But to me, I would prefer accurate collisions, or at least give me an option to make the collisions accurate, you know? Anyways, I have a bug report and they confirmed it's a bug, and then they didn't fix it yet. Yeah, compatibility doesn't fix it either. I have a repro project for this bug, which makes me 99% sure. Well, it makes me 80% sure it's a Game Maker bug. But then, like I mentioned, I did actually submit a ticket and they said it's a bug. So now I'm 99% sure it's a bug. But nobody else notices because they're not rendering subpixels like me. So it's not a visual impact. Oh, good. Can't wait for it to be 6 feet an update in 7 months. Yeah. I'll just push the ticket again and hopefully someone will fix it. Like, the thing is, it doesn't affect anyone besides me, as far as I can tell, because for no one else is it visual. But it seems like something that should be fixed. And my problem is, it'll get fixed in monthly eventually. I'm not worried about that. but I have no idea when it's going to come to LTS. And I've got a lot of projects on LTS, and so that makes me really sad. But enough about that. I have done the collision code. I just need to make the doors solid or not based on trigger. Solid equals true. Do the doors have... Yeah, solid equals false. To do, remove subpixels. Well. Oh, I think I did this backwards. I did. Yeah, so normally I would be concerned about these gates coming up, quote unquote, becoming solid when the player's overlapping with them, and then you're just stuck in the wall. But because you can only open and turn them, you can only turn them on and off with the pressure plate. As long as I don't put any pressure plate directly next to the walls, it won't ever matter. What? Oh, they also have to start solid. Create solid equals true. Oh, let me add something to my to-do list. So that now works. Inverted doors. Those will be up when the switch is off, when they're not powered, and then, or they'll be open when they're not powered, and then close when you power them. And that doesn't on its own do anything useful, but it lets you make, like, you can take that path or that path options for the player if you have one pressure plate connected to a door of both types. So I've done that. I'm going to not do this one yet. I'm going to do scribble setup next. Oh, hold on. I meant to ask. My artist on font. A font to use. Okay, I just asked the artist what font they want us to use. Some voice acting would really spice up this project, IMO. You're so right. Unfortunately, I'm already on a team of 3, so we can't really do that. Alas. But also, it's out of scope. But I do want to do another project with you at some point, Jordan, to do some voice acting for a game jam. Because that was, I think Fazil is to this day one of my favorite game jam projects just because of the voice acting. Technically, you're going to a team of 4. Oh, are the rules different now? Avinsky, the jam host, is here, giving us an override. If you want, Jordan, we might be able to do voice acting for this one, but we'll have to talk about that later this week. Okay, my writer suggests wingdings for the font, so he is being very helpful, as you can tell. This is the game dev process of conferring with people. The rules have been lax. It's 11-week jam, 11-week jam, 11-day jam. So it's like, I'm not saying no. Okay. I'm sure no one would particularly mind if we used a 4th person. So, like, anyways. So, Jordan, I'll bear that in mind, and we'll contact you later this week if we're able to do that, but can't say for sure. Also, I can add an option that just disables the voice acting. So if someone wants the pure experience where we didn't technically sort of slightly cheat, then they can turn it off and judge us that way. Okay, artist is conferring. They're checking for fonts. In the meantime, I will set up a font and set up Scribble to make sure it's working, and then I can display stuff. I was half joking anyways, but if that would be a genuine asset, I'd be happy to assist. I mean, ask PCK. And also, I don't know if we'll have time to add that. But besides those concerns, like it's really not up to me for this project. Doing lots of conferring. Okay, setting up Scribble. It should just work actually. All I need to do is just try something. Hold on. Scribble, draw text Scribble. What's the okay, so let's try draw text Scribble somewhere just to see that it's set up, and then we should be good. What I need to know is if I can draw on the GUI layer and I set it up. I should have set it up so that the GUI layer does not stretch at all. So I can do a high res font. Artist says Georgia is fine. So I'm going to add Georgia. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me commit input and collisions. Where is my font? Font. Main. Georgia. Thank you. Let's make it 16-ish. Regular for this. Anti-aliasing on for this for now, because I'm going to try to do it at the highest level. Let's put it in the debug code. Draw GUI. Uh-oh. My GUI layer is not scaled the way I want it to be. Draw text Scribble. Let's put it in the center. What would be the center? Well, let's just put it at 128, 128. Font main. Testing Scribble. Well, really I'm testing my GUI text because I need to, Scribble is going to be fine. Oh, wait. Oh, no, yeah. Yeah, so this is all scaled up, which means I need to do something else with the camera code to make this not happen like that. It's going to be in here. I don't like opening the camera code, but resize the GUI. What happens if I comment out this part? Not quite. S base times S real. What? Wait. I forgot how to do this. Made it even bigger. Oh. That's GUI maximize it. I'll figure it out. So I just do this. Perfect. Okay, I fixed it. Well, I mean, I fixed it. Anyways, the GUI layer is now not scaled at all, which means I can have my font be whatever size I want and it will look pretty. And then the pixel art will be the rest of it. Let me make this a little bit bigger because that wasn't big enough. And now I should have GUI width in the camera code so I can actually do, where did I go? Nope. Debug. I can do this. Camera dot GUI width divided by 2. GUI age divided by 2. And do pin center. And FA center. That's not right. Or it is right, but it's... Oh no, I know what happened. Hold on. Let us add a rectangle so I can see exactly what's happening. I do know what happened. 1, 1, camera dot GUI width of -1. Yeah. So what's happening in windowed mode, this will be fine. Let me add a button to swap wind mode and windowed mode. I know what's happening, and I think I can fix it. F11, is that normally windowed mode? F10? I forget. Well, I'm doing F11. Camera dot toggle full screen. No? Full screen? Okay, there we go. So in full screen, this will be fine because there's a post. What the GUI is missing. Oh, what the heck? Jeez. Oh no, toggle full screen did not work. Oh, because init defaults is different? No. Toggle full screen. Init screen defaults. No, that should have worked. Uh-oh. Whoa, that's not good. I mean, the GUI's correct now. Right there in the center. But windowed, hello? Okay. Let's make this 2, 2 minus 2. Yeah, here's the line you can see on the edge. So it's correct, but it didn't actually move it out of full screen. I don't know what happened. I'll check that in a second. The camera bug. Last thing I want to be doing is debugging my camera, but unfortunately, display set GUI size. I'm going to do this manually. Because what I actually want is width times S real, height times S real. Something like that. That might work. Probably won't. Oh, hey. What? This is the worst of both worlds. What happened? Worst of all worlds. GUI width. Hold on. Okay, I have to know how this works. Mm. Mm. That didn't help. Let me try. Okay. Width times S real. But I actually want it to be also times S base, first of all. I think S base is the pre-scale and S real is the post-scale, but I'm not going to check that unless I really have to. Okay, it worked. Incredible. I don't know what I'm doing, but it worked. Okay. Oh, this is why my full screen code didn't work. It's already in the camera event. Nice. Windowed mode. Nice. You can see that the text after scaling is actually the same size in full screen and windowed mode. The average game developer, I don't know what I did, but it works pretty much. I mean, what I tried I thought might work, so it wasn't like a complete random guess, but to be honest, GUI layer is a mystery to me. It's a little bit more intelligent than I like. So it does stuff like you kind of give it the gist of what you want, and then it does a bunch of stuff behind the scenes. That black box part of it, I do not understand. But this looks correct. I should probably add an option to increase the font size for this game. Which I could just do. Well, I'm gonna, when I code my text, I will make sure that changing the font and changing the font size is supported, but I'm not going to do that initially. Okay, so Scribble setup. Scribble already is set up. That's how my Jam template project works. It's in there already. I just need to be able to show inscriptions to the player so that they can see that text. So what I need is an inscription object, and I'm just going to have it create and then draw inscription. Visible, and it's going to have a draw GUI event. And it's going to have a create event. Inscription create. Inscription draw GUI. And then it's visible, right? Yes. I will make a function that spawns one of these. And it's going to have a couple of parameters. Background color. Nope. That's a built-in. Back color equals black by default. Back alpha equals 0.5 by default. I might change those, but for now. And it's going to do two things. It's going to draw a rectangle from 0, 0 to camera dot GUI width. Actually, I'm gonna cache these. GUI width just for less typing. And it's not. Oh, I need to draw. Wait, do I have rectangle set? Yes! Template projects for the win. I have that. Back color, back alpha. Cool. And then I can do text scribble dot draw. And then the position for this should be GUI width divided by 2, GUI h divided by 2. Right in the center of the screen. And text string equals this. Text scribble equals undefined. If okay, now my fingers are getting a little cold. I think I have, like, I don't know, my hands are weird. I'll get cold randomly, not even just during the winter. So I have my coding gloves, which are fingerless, just so that I can type and code while my hands are doing that weird cold thing. Let me stretch a little bit. So now I need a couple of methods if I want to be able to change the font and the font size. Well, actually, I guess I'll just change the font and then make two different sized fonts that you can toggle between. That's pretty easy. So I need a set font. Set font. And I need a set text. Text. And what I will do and then a set scribble, which is a private method. Private, as in I will only call it within set font and set text. Okay, I think that's all I need, actually. It's not too bad. Okay, there's those. Function set font. So basically set scribble will take the text and convert it into a scribble using our text font variable. Okay, I just thought of a bunch of stuff and then decided I'm not going to bother. And then inside a set font or set text, it will just update the text scribble based on those defaults. Text scribble equals, and this should actually be a string. Can you get font get name? Yes. So I'm actually going to do it like this. Just to make sure both that it works. This should return a string, right? Yes. Text equals, okay, so it's going to scribble an 8. Could be text. Oh, I can use these now. So let's do it. Let's practice with these. Text font. Look at that. So much better. The other thing I need is pin center and FA center. All that. And then text string. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. Hold on, I'm gonna share this. Okay, so that should work. And then in either of these, we just update the scribble. So then when you change the font in the game settings, if I get to that, it will just update it. Set scribble. And then these two things just set the text font equals font. Oh, it's going to be font get name, like that. And this is going to just set the text string equals text. And I always store the string and the scribble of the string separately because sometimes you just want to check like, oh, hey, is there something in there? Or, you know, but yeah, this should work. I just need a script to a main script to spawn these things. And then I need a step event to actually progress them. Where's the script? I'm so... No, that's a sprite. I need that. Descriptions. I'll just... Description. Put that here, add a step event. Because I can just step. Step event. What was I thinking? Oh, input check pressed. And then we just destroy it. Great, create step draw GUI. This should all work. And then this is inscription. What's the word I use? Utilities for like handling them. Show inscription. And all that needs is a text, right? I think that's it. Var inst equals instance create layer. It doesn't matter where. Control. My typing's a little off. I think I must be poorly positioned. Set up a bit. Control, I'll make an inscription. And then instead of doing the fancy way, I'm just going to do this. Dot set text to this text. And sure, I'll return it just in case I want to do something else with it. Ooh, I have a great idea. Let me... In here, this will be here. Well, actually, this is going to go into game. Game create or step event. And I'm going to change this to input check pressed help. And then in here, I could put hello. I can put the controls, and then I can just have that be at any moment you can toggle and show controls. Wait, I got lost. Libraries, input, config, profiles and defaults. I can add help, input binding key, VKF1. Why not? That's probably fine. I need a comma there. Does it matter? I guess it doesn't matter, does it? Nice. And then I guess instead of start and select, I will use... Oh, this is also wrong anyways. Look at that. I will just use... Pause will be start, and help will be... Oh, gosh. GP select. That needs a comma, though. So now I could just have show controls F1/select up at the top left. And then at any moment someone can press the button and just see what the controls will be, but I'll add those in at the end. And I'll explain them to the player anyways, like just normally. I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to destroy all previous ones when you pop up a new one. And then instead of having this be input check pressed action, is there any? Hold on. This is a scribble documentation moment. Here we go. Scribble. This is something I'm sure Scribble can do this, but I don't remember how. And maybe it can't. There could be some reason. Let me see. Let me check. Hold on. Let me try this. Any input? Nope. I don't know. For now, I'm not going to bother. Scooching around. Yeah, so the inscription will just destroy them. Like if you make a new one, it'll just destroy them. And then basically anything that would show an inscription, you can always interact again to make it pop up. The last thing will be to add a typist. Okay. Where did that... Nope, I pressed H. Oh, it's black. Oops. What? Wait a minute. F and T main? What happened? Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, I'm silly. I'm silly. Okay. This needs to be like this. There we go. That will fix that. The color will just be white. And then I'm going to remove this other, where is it? No, that's correct. It's the debug one. Nope. Okay, hold on. I wanted to test that with the gamepad. I don't know why I wouldn't, but hello. Very nice. I mean, I can keep moving too. I mean, this is extremely simple. That's it. That's all I needed to do. Oh, starting. I need to use starting format instead, though, because otherwise I'm going to have problems if I try to do things differently than how I'm doing them right now. Let's go back to this object. Not there. Dot starting format. And this is all going to be this. And I need the little dollar sign here. Text string starting format. This should work. And then what this means is that when you like reset the format, it will also use this. Let me put the format here at the front just for aesthetics. F1 is right next to escape. It crashed. Scribble. Font. Oh, how does starting format work? Uh-oh. Scribble documentation moment. Which I already closed. Where is it? Programming. Scribble. I don't have most of this done. Font name and color. And then use dot align for the rest of it. Okay. That's fine. Font name. Don't even need these. Just do this. Text font. Color. Dot align. And then it's always going to be pin center up here. And this should be a color like that. And then this can just be FA center, FA middle. Okay, this should be correct. Oh, again, I hit escape to close it. I mean, escape will not be a... What? I should just remove the escape key now because that's not how you're going to close the game normally, so... Okay, well, I think it worked. So let me go find VK escape. I think that's in debug. Yeah, okay, so let me just change this to F12 so I don't press it by accident. This is just for debugging purposes, so better than Alt F4ing every time. I like to have a hotkey for it. Okay. I have that basically. I can show inscriptions. I don't have like the pedestals, so actually let me time portals. After that, let me add plaques. These will be things like when you're nearby, you interact with them and they pop up some text that's assigned to them. And then let me do camera regions next, because against my better judgment, I want to code them. Let me commit. And now let me do camera regions, which is going to be a funny little feature. I think I just need this open. Close all those. And then under objects, I'm going to add a camera region. Camera region. So the idea for the camera region is that there's going to be like a rectangular area. When you're inside of that, the camera is locked to the edges of those regions. And then when you step outside, the camera is walked onto the player. So I can define like rooms within the big room where the camera won't pan past the edges of the region. So that I have a little bit of control over what the player can actually see at any given time and keep the camera within a certain space, even though the room is bigger than that. Bonus is if I run into performance issues, I can actually do instance deactivation outside of like that camera region, basically, which is neat. What do I need? I need a sprite just to show the camera regions, and for some reason in my, this needs to be 20 by 20. For some reason my head is yellow. I don't know why. I'm gonna make a big old, actually I'm gonna uncancel. Make this back 100%. I am tired of doing things that silly old way. And camera region. Let me open the editor and set up my 9 slice for this, just for looking aesthetic in the room editor. Doesn't matter what happens to it. Then the only trick is, oh, I also need the origin point to be 0. Oh. Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah, collision mask, automatic rectangle, okay. A little bit tired. I've been working a lot this week and last week. But the jam has been a blast. Let's see. And next, I need an object for this. Camera region. And then it's going to set its visible to whether the debug is enabled. So when I turn off debug, these will go away. And then I'm actually going to cache two variables, which will be x2 I'm just going to do this. X1 equals X, Y1 equals Y, X2 equals X plus bbox right, and Y2 equals bbox bottom. So you could just, in fact, do this. So I'm basically just caching the bounding boxes just for ease of reading the code later. Maybe this is a bad practice, but I don't want to bother with all of these extra variables when I'm writing the camera code. I think that should be all I need. Let me put one in the room. It shouldn't do anything right now. They're all going to be on the control layer. The control layer is the wrong scale. There we go. So let's put one like here. What? The 9 slice didn't work. What happened? I would like to see the editor and activate it, please. Thank you. There we go. Let's put another camera region like over here. Make a really big, wide one. Oh, there's already a problem that we're going to have. Let me do this. Okay, I have a solution for that problem when it comes up. Okay, this one is irrelevant anyways. This one, so the idea is your camera, when you're inside this region, would be clamped here, like on that corner. When you go over here, you'd actually get close to the edge. And once you're within some radius of the edge, then it will go back to watching and following the player. So then I can define a region and be like, yeah, this is the space that you're working with right now. And when you like clear to the next area, you go to the edge, and then boom, camera pans, swaps. Now the tricky bit is going to be actually like exactly what all the parameters for that to make that not annoying, because I did something similar in other things and it can be annoying. But for now, I'm going to just try it and see what happens. I need the camera. And in the update step is where I'm going to run this code, I believe. Update. See, so here's the clamp. Oh, hey, I've. Well, this is going to be true anyway, so I can run that clamp first. And then I'm going to just say, I'm going to camera regions here. I'll clamp it again within the range of the camera region. So instance exists, player. This is not how I'm going to do this in the long run, but that's how I'm going to test it. Position meeting. So that means we're within a camera region, at least temporarily. Oh, var region. I actually want to grab that instance. Instance position. Camera region. If instance exists. Region. We'll just clamp the set x posts. To region.x1, region.x2. Do the same for the y. This should just work if I understand my code correctly. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, what? Okay, so the problem is, well, there's two problems. The clamping happens instantly, so I actually want to lerp. Also, the right side doesn't work because I need to be like this. That should work. Offset it by the width and height of the camera. Now you know which side, which part of it does first. Okay. There's kind of like a little jitter when you transition that boundary, because the camera lags slightly behind the player normally, but then as soon as it clamps, it's instant. But this already kind of works. Side effects of time travel may include jaundice. Yeah, to time travel, you accidentally end up in Hollywood, Mexico. Um, Actually, speaking of that, I'm gonna make the camera region sprite a little bit less bright. Let's make this 50. Okay. Is this Breaking Bad? Exactly. Breaking game. My code is Breaking Bad. It's getting worse every minute. Actually, genuinely, the coding process for this jam has gone very smoothly. Uh, okay, so how does the following thing work? Expose. Let me make this like this. And then I can just do a lerp. Do I have lerp? I do. How does this work? Okay, so I want to say set x post equals lerp. This is going to return a lerped value between two things, right? So the initial value is set x post. The new one is set x post new. And the amount is, we'll just make it 16. I think this should work. I don't know if the number is correct, like the 16, but let's try this. Ticking time. Nice. Oh no. Well, that's not right. Let me swap these. Oh no. Wrong button. No. I did it out wrong, but it's fine. What are you talking about? There are 3 parameters. Feather, get a grip. Okay, so the initial one should be the first thing. Why does this happen? And the amount is... How does that affect it? Oh, you need a fractional number. That's silly. Silly me. I just extrapolated, so it's all the way to the right end of the screen. What? Wait. Oh, interesting. That's not at all what I thought it would do, but it makes sense. Interesting. It's because it's not preserving between. It's gonna be the same. The X post is the same. This is gonna be scuffed. Okay, this is my last attempt here where I'm just guessing and checking. Then I'm going to try a different approach that might work differently. Jeez. Okay, so the problem is... This needs to not be here. This needs to be somewhere else. X post. This is really just setting the camera position. This sets the position. In the follow movement, are we setting position? It's Y post base. Is this my X post base? Where is this referenced? It's not used anywhere? It's initialized and then it's set here and that's it. I think I must have been referencing it in something else. Maybe it's in Dot Dreams, so I won't touch that. But what I will do is change the... I'll do this. I'll clamp the target X. This should work. I'll do this. Target X and target Y. Because this is what's then fed into this calculation. Didn't work. What's going on here? Huh? It's affecting the camera, but not the... What? Oh, there's an offset here. That's wrong. Okay, this is closer. What's going on though? uh oh, that's funny. Wait a second. This is this is funny. Okay, so this is the problem here. That and this should work the same. So the camera following code broke only because of that. The camping code does not work. It's doing something really sus. Boom. It's just clamped on there. Inst.x plus offset. Clamp it within the room. I'm confused because this should just clamp it within the target also. If I... Okay, math. Gotta love it. Math isn't like the bane of my existence. It's fine. Okay, what if I just offset this? By this amount. Why I need to do this is not entirely clear to me. But I think this is what is wrong by this amount. So I can just offset it. I don't need to know why. It's all fine. Okay, that didn't work. What happened? Is it still not enough? Or is it this supposed to be plus? It's supposed to be plus. If it's not this, then it should be width and height. Well, that's already not working. Oh, no, it is. No, this isn't. Okay. Plus width minus width. Okay, so let's make this plus width plus height. And then remove all of this. Again, I don't know quite what this offset is, but I think it should work. It's just the offset is wrong. God knows. Okay, what the heck? Okay, now it's off again by too much. Guess and check. Guess and check. Does whatever a guess and check does. So the camera's position is set at the top left. The X position, the X post and Y post is supposed to refer to the center of the camera, because this offset is here for that. So the X post and Y post is actually the center of the camera with the way this works right now. Which makes sense because when I'm following, I want the target X to be the player's X, and then the center of the camera is going to go towards the player. So what I actually need is this one. Wait. To be plus. Suppose left corner plus that amount. This one needs to be minus. But I think this might not be. I'm just going to use width and height because I'm not 100% sure what the X post is doing here. What this X center is. And up here, I'm just going to cache those two width age equals height. That might work. Oh, okay. Oh. It looks correct to me. Look at that. Okay. I finally figured out what all my variables are doing. I just needed to code it correctly. Hooray. Lovely. So now if I... Oh yeah, you're making a game? Heck yeah, exactly. That looks... I've never done this technique before, but I think I might move this camera code that I just finished making to Daughter of Dreams and use it for things there too. Or at least plenty of future games, because I like this idea. Being able to lock the camera in certain areas. Let's go this way. Oh my gosh. It's just like a Legend of Zelda game. Yes! Incredible. Okay, now the last thing is that transition is a little bit jarring. I'm going to change the follow rate, the follow factor, to a larger number, which will make it slower. Now, the only problem is for ones that are smaller than the camera size, they're a little bit weird. Okay, so is just a much more gentle camera transition. I'm currently making a Mario style level select map. Nice. I've not made one of those before either. Oh. It's kind of hard to... Okay, I think that between 10 and 20. Let's go for 15. I can add an option for this too if I have time to code it. I did that for Wastoid Rodney in the post-jam version of Wastoid. How's the Mario map going? Okay, that's much better. I think I want it even... I want it a little bit more aggressive than that. Well, now I'm back to 10, so 14. Just now I got the levels to draw a line between each other. Nice. That can be tricky for sure. Kind of making like a linked list or something, which is something they teach you in, Intro to Computer Science, but is not actually useful most of the time. So then you forget how to do it, and I don't know if you ever took comp sci classes, but plenty of programmers, yeah, I mean, I think it's useful to know that stuff, but to be honest, your skill as a programmer is not really related to formal education. I'm just using arrays. Well, yeah. Oh, I guess, yeah, you just put them in order. Eh, that's simpler. See, I overcomplicated it. The downside of a formal education. Um, yeah, I'll probably do something like that for my options menu because I'm not gonna import my whole dialogue engine. So I'm just gonna say for camera regions because some of them are too small. I'm gonna make one camera region that is the exact correct size, which should be. Oh my gosh, these are too big. Move them. Should be 9 by 16. Yeah, 16 by 9. That's your. I'm actually starting to take computer science classes. I'm close to finishing my first quarter. Nice. How have you been liking that so far? Are you able to like apply what you're learning, or just kind of feel like it's all books? 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? Let's just go try it. So now I'm just going to keep this out of bounds, and I'll paste it in, and I will never make it smaller. Game Jam solution instead of trying to deal with camera regions that are too small. So far, it's just the 101, so kind of boring, but hey, yeah, that's how it starts. I found, for me, with lots of previous coding experience at the time, that I started learning new stuff about my third quarter. Second quarter, yeah. I think most comp sci curriculums are pretty much the same for the first 3 quarters. Like you'll have like intro to programming and then something about data structures and then something about more complex data structures. And complex data structures or abstract data types is where you start like learning really useful. And honestly, abstract data types is the most practical thing you can learn from a computer science course. So I mentioned linked lists, like you don't really need to know them, but having done them once will be useful. It's that kind of knowledge. This is so satisfying. Just having it line up, perfect square. Sucks because I'm already a programmer because the class right now is like, this is a computer, this does magic things. Yeah, that can be pretty frustrating. On the other hand, I think it's important when we teach computer science to not assume everybody knows what a computer is. So it can be boring, but that's just how it should be. But what I can say is like when you have your assignments, you have lab assignments. Obviously, you're going to keep programming your own things, but it can be fun to push the envelope a little bit, try a different approach, and see what you can do that's outside your comfort zone. Because the classes aren't going to ask you to do that for a while still, and you'll learn more if you do, anyways. Okay, well this might be one of the most satisfying things I've coded before. I'm just gonna keep this over here, and then whenever I make a camera region, I'll copy this one first, so that I know that I don't make one that's too small for the camera to see. Okay, let's see. Let me take my to-do list. Camera regions, time portals. I'm gonna put this down here. Inverted doors, time portals, and plex is what I have left on my required task list. I actually need, tiles and collisions. Okay, let me move all the not done ones to the bottom. Nice. Okay, I'm going to take a brief break. How long has it been? Not too much. Am I hungry for lunch? I think I'm just going to end the stream now, just on the principle that I don't need to stream constantly. Thanks for hanging out, Ivinsky, and anyone else that stopped by and lurked. I will probably stream later this evening, but I'm going to do a lot of design and art and things in the meantime that I will do off stream. Just so I can have some time to myself as well while I'm working on this. So yeah, thanks everybody. What do I do? Like and subscribe. Thanks. Enjoying the stream. See ya. Yep. See you later. Good luck with your jam game, and I'll keep my eye out on the Discord for anybody else sharing updates and things. So see everybody later.